math-based kind of subject. So maybe, I don't know if you have any comments about beyond just the choice to do sciences, but also the choice of the science to do. You have any comments that you can share with us on that?
Right. So those two questions, are they clear?
Yeah.
His question and her question, you can now answer.
So I can answer the first one. So when we started this program, you actually, the main focus was to excite the girls about sciences. So we actually wanted to see whether we could have many of them pursue STEM subjects. And then, the talk was that they fear sciences. So even those that ended up doing biology, physics, chemistry, as we know the school system, some schools have compulsory science subjects. And so some will do biology because that's a compulsory subject in school. Others may have a choice. I've gone to a school where physics and chemistry, compulsory biology is elective. And when we started, we just wanted, it doesn't matter which STEM, subject you pursue as long as you're in the STEM, arena. So that is where we started. And up to now, that is still our focus, that we can get many girls excited about sciences, be inspired to do science courses, in higher institutions, at the universities, and pursue science careers in future. And that's still our focus. That we are not biased towards biology, we are not biased to, making vaccinologists. We wanted to open as many professions or science trajectories as we could so that they find their space and make an informed decision about the science that they want to pursue. And then you asked about the relationship between the center that I lead. I am a biochemist, I am a researcher, I do biotechnology and any related science, including biotechnology and bioinformatics. It's just that I love women in science. I champion the cause of women in science, and that is how I found myself coordinating the outreach program. So the program is now housed at the University of Nairobi. Before, we used to work as interested, women in science who are just, happy to do mentorship, STEM outreach. But now, since last year, September, we decided that it can become a program of the University of Nairobi. So now, because I used to coordinate before that time, I have moved it to my center, the one that I did. And for us, I think we can work together in any idea, any proposals that you may have, as long as we are, promoting sciences. Right from, in fact, sometimes we used to go to primary schools because at one point we realized that if the pupils at primary school are excited about sciences, they sustain that to high school. And if they find a teacher who is still passionate and very enthusiastic, they sustain that to, the universities. So we can, partner at any point moving forward. We are actually now at a point where we want to revamp and rethink the program moving forward that, answers to the need of Kenya in terms of now we have changed, the education, program, JSS. And we know that at senior school, the government priority is that 60% of the JSS learners will choose STEM. So we are trying now to see where would be the best intervention, at what point, entry point, to have a maximum impact. And so we are at a point where we are looking at the program and revamp it and see the best way we can help the government be able to achieve, the priorities, the policy priorities that they have set.
Right.
Then coming to the choice. In Kenya, the education system is that it's the school that decides what science subjects are compulsory and which ones the students can choose. So in some schools, biology is compulsory. In others, students have an option of choosing to do it. But at the end, they must do two. And in some schools, they can do three: chemistry, physics, biology. In other schools, for example, computer science, or is it computer studies, that's what they call it. It could be one of the common courses that they do. So this is usually, a school policy, and it depends on the principal and the school management. But now we have realized that if you want many of them to pursue whichever, science subject, you need to catch them early, immediately they join high school. Because at Form 2, they choose whether they want to do biology or chemistry or physics or combine the physics and whatever combination they do. So also, the point at which you catch them, the mentorship is very important because that will determine. We have gone to a school and the student now says, I want to do medicine, but they have not done biology. So they don't have the requisite course. And it's a problem in some schools that, there is not clear mentorship that guides the students in subjects.
Great.
Thank you.
Now, I think at that point, there are teachers here. There are teachers here who are teaching STEM. Can you tell us what is in your school? What is your policy? And then we have, you teach maths?
Yes, I teach mathematics.
Okay. What is your policy? And you are a director of studies?
Yeah, director of studies.
Please just give us in 1 minute what happens. She has just mentioned schools have policies.
Yes, the policy, like in our school, we have an option of choosing between chemistry and physics. Therefore, biology is compulsory. That one depends on the staff available and the number of laboratories we have. So the school policy is a girl must do only 2 sciences. That is chemistry with biology or biology and physics, then she can also do mathematics. So schools have got policy as lecturers say.
Great, but the insight that you've brought on board is depending on some factors.
Yes, in fact, I would say, had you not given me 1 minute, I would have continued. But I think we shall continue on that one.
You continue in the next session. There is another mwalimu here. Yes.
Okay. In our school, they do all the 3 sciences: chemistry, physics, biology, and compulsory. Yes.
Right? Yes, yes.
In our school, the bio and chemistry are compulsory. Physics, you cannot.
So, what are the factors that enables you have do all of them? What are factors? Teachers are there. You have enough lab. What is it? What?
As we have many teachers. The labs are there, and we also feel that it is good to give them a chance.
Yes.
Yes.
This is a national school, and that's a county school.
Yeah, that is extra.
You can see now the variation on. Yes.
Yeah, I think my experience. I teach physics.
Yes.
Our experience is that getting physics students in engineering, they are few because majority of the schools, they tell them just take biology and chem, don't take physics.
Yes.
Majority of the so it's very difficult to get physics students, except the good ones. Otherwise, the majority they don't take physics.
There is a dimension which I'm pointing at. That's a county school. This is a national school. You can see how schools are endowed, and therefore it predicts the direction of STEM, right? So we can just pick that direction from here. That county schools, they are more of policy that constrain. National, because they are a bit endowed with resources, there is a bit of direction in what, they give a wider option. I think this is a discussion which we are going to push into the panel discussion which is coming next.
I also wanted to add,
yes,
as much as we say about endowment of the infrastructure, but also the level of performance, the ability of the learners determine a lot about what the schools want to take the 3 sciences. Remember, our schools tend to fight for mean scores.
yes.
And they look at which is the highest risk. The highest risk is to take physics.
I think those are not factors. There are those factors those are determining. Actually, they are determining the direction for our girls and boys in terms of STEM. I will not talk about performance. I will say the mean scores, the schools that want to show the nation that they are performing,
Yes.
they will say physics is at high risk of low performance for a school. So those are the discussion that we are just warming up for the discussion that we are going in for the panel. So at that point, just in a minute, so that I can allow them to.
No, please. We want to go into the panel discussion.
Yes. So I just want maybe to allow a presentation.
We think that this is such a powerful discussion. It would be good to carry on with this.
All right.
And go into the panel discussion.
Right.
We can do this later in the afternoon.
All right, but the group psychology was geared towards what you're going to, even if it's 3 minutes.
No, we can just.
Okay, fine. So maybe the next, because of time, the next level is now we want to introduce a lot of discussion which can make us lively, moving forward. We have, we are going for a group discussion, 30 minutes. We have 3 groups. One group will share with us experience of teaching STEM subject at university level. So I expect some lecturers and some other participants to join that group. Another group will discuss group 2 experience of teaching STEM subject at basic education level, and that is high school, and if you can reflect even other levels like primary, because we are looking at transition. When they come at secondary, at what level are they with sciences? And when they transit, they come to at university. So when you'll be discussing at university, you tell us at what level do you baseline for this in the STEM subject, right? Then the third group will discuss financial policy, legal infrastructure, and other requirements for supporting STEM subject. And I think this is some debate which has been coming. People have been talking about supporting for this, and she has also presented a project which is supporting this. We'd like to see what are the challenges. When we're discussing this, please ensure that there are certain dimensions that you need to bring in on board. First, the dimension of gender. Please discuss, make your discussion in relation to gender. And it's not about girls. I want you to expand on that. Even some groups that are disadvantaged, let's see how we can bring in terms of sciences, teaching of STEMs. Issues of inclusivity, please bring them in so that we can actually be able to focus. The second thing that you need to bring in as you discuss is about the pedagogy. We'd like to see some experiences in terms of pedagogy, even at the lower level up to a higher level. One of the professors there was discussing about the CBC and how CBC is structured. So this discussion, we want them to come in. And there are other issues of also infrastructure that you need to bring in. So please expand your discussion. So I just don't know how we will put ourselves in groups. And do we have some space for discussion?
Yeah, we have 2 rooms. This is
The next one. Yeah. So group 1 will be in that group, and that group will be discussing experience of teaching STEM subject at university. We will have a group here, and this group will be a group discussing basic education. And then next group there will be on financial policy, legal infrastructure. So for those who are willing to go to a first panel, by show of hand?
just a minute.
Yes.
Yeah, can you leave the group where Dr. and Kevin are discussing here, because they've already set up for the next presentation? Okay with you?
No, what we like to do, the presentation can end, but we want them to roam around and follow up with the discussions. Yes. So the first group, experience at university level, by show of hand, those who are willing to go to that group. 1, 2. Let me see which the one that has many. Experience at panel 2.
University.
Panel 2, how many are going to panel? Panel 2 will be discussing experience of teaching STEM subject at basic education level. By show of hand? Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So those 7 will remain here. Teaching at the university, by show of hand, 1, group 1. 1, 2, 3. 3, who else? 4, 5. We can allow them to move. We are bringing other members to the next room, just to move. And as you go there, appoint the chairperson and the secretary. Secretary will present to us, right? So the first group, you can proceed. We are going to also nominate other people to follow you.
So we go.
Yes, you can go. And then the last group, group 3, by show of hand, those who want to discuss finance, policy, legal, infrastructure, by show of hand. Policy is group 3. This 1, 2, 3, 4. I've seen the union person interested. Where is the union person?
I'm interested in
Yeah.
policy.
Policy, yes. You can proceed.